Alright, so for today's video, we're going to be focusing on the brows because there's so many people that requested it. So you're going to need a couple of things. Well, this is the way that I do brows. What I'm going to be using today is what I religiously use. So don't judge me for doing it differently than you. These are the two angled brushes that I use. I don't know if you could see it. These are the It Cosmetics angled brushes. You could use any angled brushes. These are the ones that I use. And then you're going to be using an eyebrow pencil or definer, whichever one you prefer. The Benefit Cosmetics has really nice eyebrow pencil as well, but I prefer the Anastasia one. That's just my preference. And you're also going to be needing any brow powder. This is the Duo Powder by Anastasia. Yeah, it's not in the case. I don't know why. It is what it is. And this is in the shade Granite, just as the definer is as well. So let's get started and see if we could do this. Oh, one more thing. You're also going to be needing any concealer. I use the Shape Tape from Tarte Cosmetics. And let's get started. So the way that I do it, I start from the bottom. So I start to carve the brow from the bottom. And then I just drag it upwards. And you don't have to be neat with this because obviously you're going to go in with concealer. And then I work the top. And this is kind of just a shade in my brow. It's not precisely to make it perfect. This is just so it could be nice and filled. I hope that makes sense because and you kind of just want to fill in the front a little bit. Nothing too crazy because we are going to use the brow definer for that. Alright, so once you have your brow filled in, obviously it doesn't look perfect, but it's alright. Next, you want to pick up your brow pencil or definer, whatever you use. I'm going to pick up the brow definer. Kind of use the spoolie to blend out the brow. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the pointier side of the brow definer to define the brow a little bit more. Doing it to the top and the bottom. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because that's what we got concealer for. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the pointier side of the brow definer to define the brow a little bit more. Doing it to the top and the bottom. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because that's what we got concealer for. Then with the pointy side, we're gonna flick it up to make an illusion of hairs. And then comb it. And then go back. Again and again. Alright, so I think my brow is kind of all shaded in. So what you want to do is grab your angled brush some of that concealer. I like to put it in the back of my hand just because it's easier for me to grab it. You just don't want to carve the bottom. I start in the middle. And drag it down. Then I move towards the front of the brow to kind of carve that out. And then you want to use any like buffing brush. I'm going to be using the one that comes with the Anastasia palettes. I know guys, this is my favorite brush. I'm sorry. And then you're just going to blend that out. What I like to do is I like to tap it in and then drag it down. And then with the other side, I kind of just blend the shadow. And then I do the same thing with the top. And drag it up. And then use the same brush to blend that out. So I like my brows to look obviously not natural because hello, I fill them in, but I do still want them to look natural in the front. I don't really like that boxed style, you know, where it looks like you have a Nike sign on your forehead. So I don't conceal the front part of the brow, just kind of like the tail part. And that is kind of it, guys. That's how I do my brows. And you could go in and just perfect it if you have to. If there's any place you need to perfect it. And that is your brow. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the other side and I'll be right back. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of how I do my brows. Pretty simple, I know, right? Duh. No, but for real, I know it does take practice and it is kind of hard to do brows sometimes. So don't worry if you don't get it the first time or the second time or even the third time. Practice makes perfect, so continue to practice that and I'm sure you'll get it. I'm sure later on you're gonna be like, it was a piece of cake. My brows used to be what took the longest when I used to do my makeup. Now it's pretty much easy. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it, and make sure to comment down below what products you used. Maybe you use something different. Maybe you might recommend something different for me. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And as always, I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video.